Okay, it says I'm live. I know a lot of times there's a delayed reaction. We'll see how this goes. This is going to be a general reading for October 2019 for Aquarius people. For Aquarius rising, sun, moon. I know it's been a long time since I've done a general reading for you guys. I actually had a dream last night that an Aquarian contacted me by messaging that they really needed their reading out. So I'm assuming that you guys really need to hear, or some of you really need to hear this. We'll just see what comes out this month. I'm going to do a general spread for you involving 6 cards from the Gaian Tarot. And for clarifiers, I'm going to use the Mexican Loteria Cards, which is actually a traditional Mexican bingo game. I've been researching these cards and the riddles that come with them. I'm still learning it. So this is kind of a guinea pig month in October, using these to just see what comes out. And let's go ahead. I wish you guys all the best. And let me angle this down so you can see. I'm at work right now, and so I have this set on private at first, just in case somebody walks in. I can shut this off instead of abruptly cutting it off for you guys. So we'll just see. October 2019. I'm going to do a quick summary read in the beginning that is more general, and then I'll be doing a more in-depth reading with the clarifiers. Okay, here we go. Let's just see what comes out. This may or may not resonate. You'll know. Let me see how many that is. I think it's 6. Oop, one more. Okay. Here we go. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to just hold them up for you. Let me angle this so I can see a little bit better too. Okay. Here are your 6 cards, and then I'll do a basic little general reading, and then I'll get into specifics. Your central experience for October is the 10 of air. Your challenge, is the Hanged Man. In this deck, it's called the Tree. At the root of your being, you have your card. This is the Guardian of Air. This is also known as the King of Swords in other decks. This is your court card. In the recent past, or what you're coming away from, you have the 6 of Fire. Pretty nice. Your best possible outcome is the Hermit. Or your highest potential, I guess, is another way of putting that. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to try to speak more loudly. In the future, coming up for you, you have the 8 of Water. So I'm just going to do a quick summary or a basic gist of what this reading is about, and then we'll get into specifics. So for October, it seems to be that you're closing something out. You're ending something and you're about to begin something. Some of you might be actually considering migrating or moving from one place to another place. And that could also be a metaphor for your own mind, where what you have focused on the past and what you have done in the past is now coming to a natural conclusion or end, and you're about to begin a completely new journey. You may be choosing to switch directions. I'll leave it at that. So your challenge, maybe for some of you that things have been put on hold longer than necessary, where you feel that things are just not moving forward or things have been suspended longer than necessary. Others of you may be challenged by the fact that you actually need a break and things are moving rather quickly. And so you feel it's a challenge to have enough time to be able to tune in, to have some rest, to have some time to yourself to just reflect. So a recap is some of you may feel that things have been put on hold for too long, or things haven't been moving the way that you would like. For others of you, you need a break and you feel as though things are moving so much that you don't really have the time to do this. Or for some of you, your challenge may be that you may not be seeing everything completely clearly, or you're afraid that you're not seeing things completely clearly. And for others of you, I'm getting you may have actually had major downloads with things like messages, omens, signs, psychic activity, possibly dreams. Dreaming, it's hard for you to discern exactly what is really happening here because you may be getting a lot of information from multiple internal sources or psychic sources where it's hard to figure things out because you're getting so much right now. Okay. At your core of your being, you are feeling completely yourself, or you're choosing to focus on yourself. Maybe you need to get back to yourself. This is you. This is clarity, understanding. Do you want to be on? Frequency, being on a certain frequency or having the frequency of your own being be in tune is very important to you right now. So you're willing to let go of anything that interferes with you being completely yourself or being completely clear. You're seeking clarity and you're also trusting your own perceptions more, or you should be. So really, you are coming back to yourself. Maybe for whatever reason, some of you have gotten out there a little bit too much, and you need to recenter yourself. You may also need to make some major decisions, so it's important for you to clear your mind so that you can make the best possible decision. You may also want to communicate more or communicate something important to other people. What you're coming away from is the Six of Fire. So you may have been socializing more. You may have been going out and showing off your talents more. You may have had some kind of success or victory concerning getting other people's input, approval, admiration. You feel as though, okay, you have felt comfortable in your own skin enough to really shine in your own powers in front of other people. This has brought you good energy in return, and you also you have been wanting to get out more to find your spirit family or to surround yourself with the people that you enjoy the company of so you feel at home in your environment. And yeah, I think that's about it. As your best possible outcome, you need some time out in order to reflect and receive answers. This is reminding me of your own card at your core. Both of these individuals are very wise. And this is also reminding me of the Hanged Man, which is your challenge. It may be that a number of you have been challenged by trying to discern what is truth from what is not truth, or what is reality from what is not reality, or you're understanding reality to be something different than perhaps you used to think. But it definitely is saying that you need to bring some reason and some logic into the situation in order to discern what is happening. You may be receiving so many messages or so many omens that your best possible outcome is to tune in with yourself and receive the answers from within on how to logically make sense out of the messages that you're getting, or how to proceed from here. Your best possible outcome is also saying to be honored for your intelligence by others, and you're in a position at this time to be able to help others with your wise counsel. And spending alone time, spending moments by yourself will help you to tune in. This could also represent somebody who is a teacher, or somebody whose opinion you value, giving you some much needed advice as well. But mainly the Hermit is about finding that wisdom from within and paying attention to the signs and possibly recording these things down. Notice he has a book with a pencil, and he's paying attention to the owl and to the spirit psychic phenomenon. It's important for you to write this stuff down so that you can reflect on it at a later date on what you received. In the future, you have the Eight of Water, so you may be deciding to move on from a certain situation that is no longer in line with what you're trying to do with yourself now. And so this card in this deck makes me think that this takes a certain amount of willpower and focus on your part to know where you want to go, and enough strength to be able to paddle yourself there or be able to swim your way there. But you are definitely moving on from some kind of a past situation, especially emotionally. Maybe you've realized that where you have been is no longer serving you in one way or another, and so you're deciding to move on and go on. This is also reminding me of the fact that you had the Ten of Air. So it seems as though intellectually you understand that it's time to close out an old cycle and move on to a completely new journey. But in the future, you're going to be comprehending this on an emotional level as well as logical. So let's see about the details. That was just a basic, general way of reading this. Let's see if we can get more information. Okay. I'm not going to go too much into the riddles with these cards. Sometimes the meanings don't make sense with the image. Sometimes they do. So let's just see what comes out. I want to know more about this Ten of Air. Can you give me more information about the Ten of Air and what this has to do with? Okay. I think that's pretty straightforward, but let me pick one more. Okay. So the reason on why you are graduating an old situation and moving on is because in the past, in your past situation, you felt as though you were possibly ignored, or you weren't getting enough attention or recognition for what you were doing, or something about that situation felt empty. It wasn't fulfilling you. You didn't feel appreciated for what you were doing. This could be so many things. This could have to do with work. This could have to do with relationships. This could even have to do with things that you were taught a long time ago that have been in your mental body, and now you're releasing them. If the mental body thing is true, then it would be saying perhaps in the past you have been neglected or ignored or not paid attention to or not valued for who you were. And so mentally, you're moving on from that focus onto realizing that you are valuable and that you will not be ignored if you are truly yourself. What you are moving towards in your new path is truly being yourself. The Mexican Loteria cards are actually almost controversial in a certain way because they have a number of cards in here that could be considered racist or homophobic. But with the riddles, I can definitely work with them. El Catrín basically translates as the dandy. I suppose some of us could think of this as being a dandy could be considered gay, but the riddle that goes with it is something like this gentleman decided to throw away his cane and polish his steps. And so this is about truly being yourself. This is about being carefree, being free to be who you are, and having a much more playful, lighthearted attitude to what is possible for you, and fully expressing yourself the way that you are, instead of feeling as though you have to behave in a certain way or be a certain way. So what you're moving towards, what you're moving away from, is not being valued or being ignored or feeling empty because perhaps you didn't feel supported in being exactly who you are. In the future, you are moving towards not giving a crap what other people think of you or whether they value you or not, because you value yourself and you are willing to completely show all of yourself and to finally have fun. Maybe your situation you had before felt empty because it wasn't fulfilling, but you're looking forward to a fulfilling life where you feel fulfilled and you are able to enjoy life and to possibly meet other people that are also along those lines of being carefree and being completely themselves and playing without being judged or not caring if they're judged by other people. Your extra card was the Deer. And so it's, to me, with these combinations, this is telling me that, again, you are willing to be your wild self or your natural self. If you have felt under attack or if you are afraid of being attacked for being who you are, you can always leap away from those situations and sense it before it even arrives. So not even bothering to fight anything or to go against opposition. Instead, it's just simply about staying away from opposition and instead going towards your, what do you call it, your tribe or your group or your, what do they call it a herd with deer? Your herd. To go back to the ones that are the people that express themselves rather than paying attention to what other people say that do not understand. Hopefully this is making sense, you guys. So let's see what's going on with your challenge, which again is the Hanged Man. Let's see why this is a challenge or what this has to do with. Why is this their challenge? Why do they need to integrate this? What is this exactly? Okay. Oh, these two came out together. Interesting. Okay. To me, with the clarifiers, this seems to have to look. It keeps on wanting to go out upside down for you guys. I don't know why. So it seems as though you have been hesitating to seize an opportunity. Maybe you have been afraid that this is a trick or that this is an illusion, when actually it is very real. Some kind of an opportunity that you can seize right now, but you're feeling hesitant about seizing it. The reason why I say that is because with it, these two came out together. The boot and the pair. The boot is about kicking something out, or only focusing on the things that you truly need right now and releasing the rest. The pair is about seizing an opportunity, and if you wait for too long, you will despair. You need to get that pair now while it's ripe. And so, concerning this hesitancy, that is your challenge, or not knowing if something is reality or not. You need to get rid of the hesitancy, and you need to seize your opportunity. What have you got to lose if you do seize this opportunity? I almost want to know why you don't think that this is real. Why are you afraid that this is not real? You got the harp, which is about things that are outdated. The riddle with it is something like, my mother's old harp is in the attic and is unable to be used anymore, something like that. So maybe if this has to do with a relationship, maybe you feel as though you are outdated, or you're afraid that you're not as special as you are, or as valuable as you are. Or maybe you've been hesitant because you think that somebody else is this way, or that somehow something can't be used, or isn't workable anymore. But why would the pair show up if it wasn't workable? It is saying, don't hesitate, don't doubt, don't become too confused about this situation. Stay true to your values. You will achieve success if you go after what you want. So, go away, fly. Let's look at your root. Tell me more about their guardian of air down below. Their deepest part of themselves. Tell me more about this. Okay, I want to know more about that. Okay. These two. Okay. This guardian of air, which is your own court card, is down below in your deepest part of yourself. With it, you have the cactus, which is about natural magic, natural wisdom, and how nature provides everything that you need. Your own nature, getting back in touch with your own nature, getting back in touch with yourself, being daring enough to be different, or daring enough to trust what you know deep within yourself and what you know to be true. if you go in this direction, if you do not do that, or the reason why you feel so strongly about that is because you have these two together, which perhaps you've been caught up in a system that makes you feel like you can't be yourself. The Soldier is about discipline and following rules and possibly even serving some kind of a system. Something about this you have felt isn't you or doesn't feel quite right for you. And so you're trying to get away from this training or a way of looking at things or a way of behaving or something that you have felt locked to in your life that you felt obligated to serve. I'm only reading it this way because these two came out together, and so they're linked. You may have actually felt as though you have compromised some of your own beliefs or values or morals because of some kind of job that you had or situation in which you had to behave in certain ways. Again, this is kind of reminding me of the fact that you had El Catrine earlier as your solution. That is very different from those two. You do not want to put your energy into that. You want to put your energy into this. You know this already. Just know that you will have good results if you go with what you know is right for you, or if you go with your clear mind on potentials and possibilities. So let's look at the Six of Fire. Tell me more about what has just happened for them involving the Six of Fire. Ooh, nice, you guys. So recently, you've been in the Six of Fire, which could be considered success, victory, achieving what you set out to achieve. This can also be group dynamics and fun times involving other people. With this one, you have the Heron, which is about romance and a particular kind of love. This is a true love that perhaps lives a little bit farther away from you than you would like. Maybe it could be a long distance love. It could be somebody where there's an obstacle in the way that you have to get through in order to get to them. But it's interesting. The Heron is about how your true love may look differently or be different from what you expected. They may be a one-of-a-kind individual that is not easily labeled or pegged or understood by mainstream ways of looking at things. So this is a very unusual, very different, very spectacular person that you have your eye on, perhaps that you met at some kind of social gathering. If this is a relationship that you're already in, you may have been getting out together more than you used to, or seeing each other more than you used to, or you have been wanting to turn a friendship into a relationship, or this could be somebody that you have met while you were out with friends. With it, you have La Luna, which is the Lantern of Lovers. So again, deep, deep emotions here. This may have cropped up unexpectedly, or there may have been a renewal of love if you have been in a relationship for a while, because you fully understand each other in all of their eccentricities, that you enjoy each other's differentness, or you're able to be different together. And your relationship actually may be different from the mainstream, or may just be unique And it seems as though you both, if this is true for somebody, are completely unapologetic about this. Maybe for someone before you did care on what other people thought, or it was hard to kind of graduate from an old way of looking at relationships to a new one. But it seems as though you have recently had something happen where it has removed all doubt that there really is love there. If this isn't an existing relationship, this definitely points to you may have possibly recently met someone that you feel very strongly about, that you would like to see more. Or you have possibly won or been victorious over finding someone who seems perfect for you. But again, they may possibly. So, or this could be about you too, that you are willing to embrace your truest nature when it comes to love, or what you would like from a relationship too, on how you understand relationships, or what you would want from one. So, your highest outcome is the Hermit. Let's find out more about it. Why do they have the Hermit as their best possible outcome, or their highest potential? What are they receiving inspiration about, or clarity about? If it comes out again, then it's meant to be. Okay. Tell me more about this Hermit. Okay. By tuning in with yourself, you will receive any answers that you seek, any solutions to any riddles that you are confused by. You will receive illumination or clarity concerning, here it is again, the empty pot, where somehow you've been through something that has made you feel undervalued or ignored or misunderstood or just simply not utilized. With it, you have the jug, which goes to the water often. The jug is what you would use to fill up with water, to fill your pot up with. What has been missing is deep emotions, be valued by other people, or a feeling of being misunderstood by others, as if you don't have emotions when actually you have very deep emotions. You have possibly felt misunderstood, or you've been really thirsty for something that you have felt is an emptiness inside of you. It seems as though you're getting clarity on what this emptiness really is, or where it comes from, and a solution on how you can fill that emptiness with what you need, because really the emptiness is an emptiness of something that you need. So if you're needing to be valued, especially by other people's emotions, it seems as though it's very, very possible for you to have what you have been lacking, but it may involve moving away from an old situation. The reason why you need to fill up your empty pot is because if you continue to stay where you have been, it's almost feels like a sense of impending doom, or like something bad is going to happen. I'm not saying that something bad is going to happen, but that's a feeling that you have, that you can no longer be where you have been because you sense that something is about to happen that wouldn't necessarily be good. And so you almost have a sense of urgency that you need to get away from the situation before something bad happens. I don't know why you feel that way, but I'm sure that there are good reasons on why you feel this way. So trust your own instincts. Obviously, don't be paranoid. Don't think that something bad is going to happen and have that linger in your mind. I'm just saying that there's the potential for something to happen that isn't so pleasant if you continue to stay where you have been. And I have a feeling you know this. Perhaps for some of you, it's just been a matter of how to get out of it. And your ultimate card with that is the Tree, which says that you feel very strongly that you need support or sheltering by loved ones and people that feel like family or are just as unique as you are, and that you feel supported. You're also thinking long term about things in your life right now, of what you would like to see grow into something long lasting and solid in your life that would bring you joy. Getting back in tune with nature again, possibly for some of you, or wanting to plant things now, wanting to implement things now that can continue to grow in the future. Okay. So let's look at the future for you, which is the Eight of Water. Tell me more about the Eight of Water and about what they're moving away from and also what they're moving towards. Here, let's do it this way. I'll put cards over here for what you're coming away from and cards over here for what you're going towards. And what are they moving towards? Tell me more about the bonnet. These two came out together. Mm-mm. Okay, that's a strange outcome. I'm going to read this in two different ways for you guys. Is the bonnet, which I'm not going to explain too much about why I'm interpreting it this way, but what I'm getting is that you are leaving old emotional securities behind, or worries or cautiousness, or even feeling possibly emotionally, what's the word? Over emotionally smothered, feelings of being smothered by concern, care, what other people think you should do. Also, some of you may be leaving behind domesticity, or being in the house so much, or being so involved with family members, or you just need a break from needing to take care of things all the time. It seems as though you have been worried or needing to take care of situations. And you're kind of over that now. You're tired of being the mom in a situation, or the mom figure in a situation where you're constantly concerned on whether other people will take care of themselves or not. It seems as though you just simply can't do that anymore. This could also be a person you're going away from, because this bonnet came with. This is one of the controversial cards in here. A lover that you had. Perhaps you are temporarily getting away, or just simply getting away from a past relationship where you felt smothered by your partner, or you felt as though you were constantly worried about your partner being a little bit too codependent, or a little bit too, where your partner is a little too concerned about what you're doing all the time. Or it could be that you have decided you need to get away from caring so much for situations, other people, so that you can pursue sweetness in your life and focus more on what makes you happy, rather than having to take care of situations or other people so much. Or almost be a babysitter for other people. What you're swimming towards is the mandolin, which says you need. This is reminding me of the Six of Fire. You want more. You want more enjoyment, or more fun, or more social situations in your life. Lots of laughter, music, dancing, meeting people, having fun. Certain kind of independence that has to do with fulfilling your own needs. So I got one slight warning in here. First, I'll show you the good thing. As long as you're moving towards fun, as long as you are focusing on yourself, or on enjoying your life and being proud of who you are, and holding your head up high, you will succeed with whatever you're after. You will succeed in what you're striving for. Just don't hurry. Don't hop up the ladder. You have to slowly, steadily climb rung by rung up the ladder. You cannot hurry with this. Focus on what brings you joy and what makes you feel proud of yourself. And trust your own graciousness, or by being, what's the word? By being gracious, you will achieve what you're after. By being proud of who you are and acknowledging your own gifts, as well as being polite or appreciative of other people too, you will get to where you want to go. But this is a warning for someone, and I don't really know why, but I have to say it. For someone watching, you may be choosing to leave a relationship behind in order to pursue a new one that has to do with possibly someone who plays music or is a musician. But beware, if this is true, that's a very specific thing. You know, I'm sure not all of you are leaving a relationship for a new one or because of a new love interest. But if your past lover may have been a little overly attentive, or a little bit overly concerned with your safety, or just you felt stifled by them, or they were almost too sweet. But if you're headed towards some kind of a musician, be careful, because this person may give false promises and not carry through with what they say. They may also have addiction problems or drinking problems as well that you may not be aware of. or while out socializing and going to music shows. Be careful about the kinds of people that you associate with, because they may not be what you think they are. They may have more problems than you think. So just be cautious, or get to know someone well before you choose to jump into anything. There may be a hidden complication here. And also, if this is you going out, try not to drink too much, because you may end up finding yourself making promises that you can't keep, or you may find yourself in situations that are not what you think. So, but just keep in mind that aside, that what you're going towards is fun, enjoyment, possible music, dancing, also honoring yourself, being aware of what a good catch you are or what a good person you are, and not being shy about getting to where you want to go. And you will have very good results if you do that. So, that was kind of odd. Let me pick one bonus card for you. If there's any messages that you're supposed to hear that you haven't heard with these. Hopefully that made sense. You guys are helped in some way. Tell me a message that they need to hear that hasn't been said already. Is there something that they need to hear? You got awakening, otherwise known as judgment. And so you are up for a huge awakening. Things are making much more sense to you now than they have in a long time. Your eyes might be opened to a bigger picture way of understanding things than you have in a while. Because things are changing, certain things will be falling away and other things will be being brought into your life. To have your arms open, that whatever is changing at this time is for your betterment and for your personal awakening in life, and for the awareness of all of the potentials and possibilities you have available to you. And also that you are not alone in this. You have many other people that are on a similar page as you, or have similar values as you, that you can unite with in this process. That you're understanding things in a very deep way. And you may have some eureka moments. But again, it is intense. And so remember to rest when you need to, but also have your eyes open to what is available to you. Okay. Also, something may return that is meant to return, or you are returning. Okay. Hopefully that helped or made sense. I wish you guys all the best in October, and I'll see you soon.